Hey guys, Civilord here, back again with another action figure review, and today I'll be taking a look at the Mythic Legions retailer exclusive Undead of Vikenfell figure, brought to us by not only the fine folks over at Horsemen Studios, but also the fine folks over at Toy Stalker, who I believe for the duration of the month of December have a promotion going on their website. If you use discount code LEGIONS during checkout, that is capital L-E-G-I-O-N-S. I'm going to say it again, L-E-G-I-O-N-S, because I kind of screwed it up the first time. If you use that discount code during checkout, get free shipping on anything for Horsemen related on the website. That also means you can use your stamps if you had stamps saved like I did. That's what I did. That's why I have this figure here. I do have a couple ordered on BBTS, but I haven't shipped my pile of loot as the time I'm recording this video. And I wanted to get this video done for you guys because I think this is a really cool figure. However, I don't think this is exactly what they had in mind when they said, God rest ye merry gentlemen, because I don't think these guys are gentle, and I don't think they're very merry. In fact, they are undead Vikings that kind of remind me of the Windmill Vandals from Courage the Cowardly Dog. For all of you early 2000s Cartoon Network kids out there, you'll appreciate that reference. So, with that being said, I will leave a link in the description below to Toy Stalker so you can pick up one of these guys for yourself, so long as he still has them in stock. And we'll cut right to the chase and get into the meat and taters of this review and take a look at all the Undead of Vikenfell has to offer in terms of accessories, because he's got quite a few. Starting off with a pair of alternate open hands. These were introduced in the Elithia wave, so that is pretty cool. We got a couple of alternate heads, starting off with this one, which we saw way back with the Skeleton Soldier builder in Advent of Decay. I don't think it's ever been used again, so kind of cool to see this here. And then we also have this bear skull, which, if you don't have any bear skulls of this size, you haven't been buying Figura Obscura for like the past 2 years, because the Red Krampus came with one, the Frankenstein's creature came with one, the original Krampus came with one, but that was a long time ago, and you can't really buy that figure anymore, I don't think. Other than that, you know, this head has been relatively available, just nothing to really put it on. It's got some cool runes painted onto it, though. I like that. You get this kind of withered plume piece, which you can put in the back of this helmet if you want. There you go. Kind of looks like a ponytail, kind of looks like a plume. Pick your poison with that. It's gummy, so be careful with it. You don't want to tear it or anything, but I haven't had any problems with it. Knock on wood, it stays that way. As far as weaponry goes, we get a axe and a sword. This is a big chunky sword. I kind of thought we were going to get the smaller sword, but no, we get this big kind of cleaver sword. And then we get the Jujuno, the Crusher axe. At least that's where I remember it from. Ilgar, the black Viking skeleton. Literally, you got black bones. Comes with one of these as well. And quite frankly, since I do have a couple more of these coming, I think I'm going to save one of these axes for my Headless Horseman. I think he'd look really cool with that. Also get the shield. Now, I gotta say, a bit of a sad face for me here, because I want the big wooden shields back in this line. We haven't seen them in freaking ages, other than, I think Blue Hagnon is the only one that comes with one of those. Is that foreshadowing for tomorrow's video? Maybe. You'll have to subscribe and stay tuned to find out. And that is the only plug I've ever done for my channel, like, in a year. So, you know what? Sue me. But I wish this guy had, like, the wooden shield with, like, the He-Man looking shield, you know? It's a Viking. I think that would make sense. And then we also get the Fuzzy Wuzzy cape. Probably was skin from Fuzzy Wuzzy Was a Bear. It's got the sleeve on it, like the Waltor the Mad, although I will say the stitching on this cape anyways, again, I got a couple coming, is a little bit more exposed. You can see it there. If I pull this a little bit, I don't know if I kind of caught this on the armor trying to take it off, but it stays. It's not like I'm worried about it coming off. I really have to pull on it to get it to do that, but I kind of think I might have screwed up the stitching a little bit, but I can't tell. I tried to poke like a hole with a thumbtack up here to try and weave this through, but that wasn't happening. You don't even see the holes anyway, so it's like I didn't even do anything. Either way, I think I'm going to put this cape in particular on my Cassia figure. That's where the hole is, like back here. On the back? I can't tell. Either way, I'm going to put this cape on the Cassia figure from the, what you call it? It's the Wasteland Wave. Because I already did a head swap from the head pack with her. So this cape will go on her most likely. Because I swiped her cape for Ilgar. Again, the black Viking skeleton there. So, yeah, not the best cape. I kind of wish it just had the 2 peg holes for the pauldrons, and that was it. But whatever. Horsemen are going to horsemen. I think the material's nice. It doesn't, like, shed or anything like that. But taking a closer look at our Undead of Vikenfell. This head is actually exclusive to this figure. You cannot get this head anywhere else. All this other stuff we've seen before. But this head is new. This was originally supposed to come with that skeleton soldier builder. I was actually curious if they had like a head like this for the skeletons, because they have it for the orcs and the barbarians, the female ones anyways. And I was wondering if they had one for the skellies, and it turns out they did. They just couldn't release it because I guess when they did the Kickstarter, they didn't get enough Mun-Muns to make it. I don't know. But at any rate, we have it now, and I like it. I think it's cool, especially with these wings here. This is going to be really, really good on some kit bashes I have in mind. I think I'm going to put some antlers on this head, actually, and see how that looks. Because, for those of you not in the know, Vikings do not have horns on their helmets. If you put horns on a Viking's helmet, well, you're going hardcore fantasy with that. You might as well call it a barbarian at that point. But as far as articulation on this guy goes, since it's been quite some time since we looked at 2.0, he's got a ball joint in the head. He can look all the way up, all the way down, tilt side to side, even with these big wings here. He can look side to side. If I tilt his head to the side there, he can lift his pauldron up. He can lift up his arm. Not the tightest joints on this guy, really. I mean, it is kind of chilly where I'm at, but everything seems to want to move okay. The elbow is fine. You get 90 degrees out of that. You get your rotation. The gauntlets were a little tight out of package, but they work. The wrists, those were tight. The hinges, which I'm okay with that. The swivel, not so much. Diaphragm on this guy is actually really good. I like it quite a bit. You can lean that far forward. You can lean that far back. You can put him back in neutral. He can twist up there. That's nice and tight. He's got a waist twist. That works okay. Hips will kick forward and back. And for those of you who remember the original skeleton soldier, the hips were a little loose on that. I think I did a crotch swap on mine, so it's not as loose. But this guy's got nice tight hips. They got a little wiggle to them, but not too much. They will kick out. Of course, he's got the skeleton thigh there. And then he's got a hinged knee. I had to heat up this knee, if I'm not mistaken, but it works fine now. He's got a swivel below the knee. And then his feet are on the ball hinges, so they will rotate, hinge, and pivot. And then he's got peg holes at the bottom of the feet. But, quite frankly, he doesn't have a lot of upper body weight. He's not overly top-heavy. Say, like, Okiatos or Ilithia, who have the extra back pieces. Or even the, who the heck was it there? The Ghost of Christmas Past we looked at the other day. Although she's got newer parts, so the joints are a little better on that. But, either way, I dig this. Also, should be worth noting, this little spiky dad. This does come off. It was not packaged with that, but I put it on anyways, just so I wouldn't lose it. And quite frankly, I like the little spiky dad more than most of the other attachments they have for this kind of helmet. So, yeah, man, this guy is cool. I have to say, if it weren't for the Skeleton Legion Builder 2, this guy probably would have been my Mythic Legions figure of the year, hands down. I really like this figure. I don't know what it is, man. It's just a bunch of stuff I already have, cobbled together with a new head, and bada bing, bada boom. I like it. I like it a lot. The Horsemen are masters of reuse, what can I say? Except when it comes to the Thrace Wraithhaler head. I think they're reusing that a bit too much. That said, just a bit of clarification. Version 2s and 2.0 body bucks are two totally different things. This guy is a 2.0 body buck. The Skeleton Legion Builder 2 is like a version 2. Like Baron Voliger 2 or Vorgus Vermilius 2, you know? Gorgo Aetherblade 2, that's another good example. So, with that being said, it is time now that we move right along and take a look at some size comparisons. First up, here is our Undead of Vikenfell, alongside a couple other Bonehead Builder characters from the Mythic Legions line. We have the Skeleton Soldier Builder from Advent of Decay, as well as the, spoiler alert, potential figure of the year with the Skeleton Legion Builder 2. That said, as you can see, the Skeleton Soldier and the Undead of Vikenfell share a lot of parts. They do. But I'm okay with that, because we don't have a ton of these 2.0 skeletons, as I mentioned earlier. The only time we've ever gotten 2.0 skeleton parts that weren't, you know, just add-ons to other characters was with this Skeleton Soldier Builder and Morgulith, and that was way back during the Advent of Decay days, which was quite a few years ago now, despite the fact that this Skeleton Soldier Builder, up until, I want to say like last year, maybe the year before that, was still on Big Bad Toy Store for like 50 bucks. So if you wanted it, you had plenty of time to get it. And if you didn't get it, well, that's on you, buddy. So getting these two out of the way, I will say, if you got some extras of these, they do come with 2 torsos. You could do some popping and swapping and make some awesome Skeleton Valkyrie customs if you're into that sort of thing. So bringing in our 2 regulars, the Mythic Legion's Brother Mandibulith, or in this case, just Brother Mandibulus. You know he's a Mythic Legions figure. Also from Advent of Decay. As well as the infamous 11 Spawn, who's very experienced with fighting, well, women anyways, with angel wings on their heads. And as usual, good old Al Simmons here towers over everyone, but I think the Undead of Vikenfell will, I don't know, swarm him and overcome him with their mass numbers, because I could just imagine a horde of these things coming at you, and that's a bad day right there. So with that being said, it's time now that we wrap things up with some final thoughts. Overall, and I'm going to stand by my previous statement in saying that if it wasn't for the Skeleton Legion Builder 2 coming out at the time it did, for the price point that it did, I'm 110% confident in saying that good old Undead of Vikenfell here would have probably taken the top spot for Mythic Legion's Figure of the Year. A, because I'm incredibly biased towards the skeletons, and B, it's just a good release. Yeah, it's all stuff we've seen before, but I don't have problems with reuse when it makes sense. And here, to me, it makes sense. Yeah, it'd be nice to have more jacked Viking skeletons, not gonna lie, but for what it's worth, I think what we got at the end of the day is good enough for me. So, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Until next time, catch you guys later.